this afternoon. He's the former WBA World's Lightweight Champion, Sean O'Grady.
And Sean O'Grady, welcome here at the Pavilion in Chicago. And you see the height advantage that O'Grady has on Verdorosa. The Heat, a whirling windmill of energy. Always an entertaining fighter, not your classic boxer. Use every possible ploy from the stare down, although that was a low-key stare down that we just saw, Ferdy, to inviting his opponent to take free shots at his chin, which we have seen upon occasion. That can be a dangerous maneuver. Sean O'Grady of the green, and John the Heat Verdorosa in the white. Sean O'Grady, 24 years old, now living in California from Oklahoma City. Record of 81-4, 71 by knockout. There is a question whether it's 70 or 71 knockouts. His dad, Pat O'Grady, says it's 71. Ring Magazine documents 70, all right? And the Heat Verdorosa record of 23-1, 16 by knockout. We mentioned earlier the inactivity since he was stopped by Cornelius Boza Edwards. He did have a fight February 25th. That's his only bout since April of '82, as the Heat knocked out Gary Barlow in the second round. He had not fought in some time.
The Heat has those big legs, short, stocky legs. He's a runner. He runs up mountains, he runs up hills. Sean O'Grady has very thin legs and has difficulty going back in the last few fights. Verdorosa has not come forward after the initial lunge. I think O'Grady taught him a little respect in the opening exchange. O'Grady can bang. He can punch hard.
O'Grady's last fight, back February the 10th, fifth round knockout of Jose Luis Gonzalez. His previous fight lost that 10-round decision to Pete Ranzani. And you'll recall he was knocked out by Andy Gannigan, so he has had problems the last year and a half.
He attributes those problems to being at the wrong weight. Right now his problem is the Heat Verdorosa, who has not started in his windmill style, but is boxed. Now he's being out-jabbed by Sean, who is a superior boxer. Sean has always had the reputation of a fine boxing general. He was a good champion. Verdorosa landing some good shots and getting killed in return.
Verdorosa feels that he is a junior welterweight fighting at junior lightweight at times. Feels he's not at his natural weight, and also feels this has hurt him. He has had trouble making the weight.
Good, interesting first round by both fighters.
And we're final seconds. Round one.
Working on the eye, Lou Duva putting an inordinate amount of Vaseline on the sensitive eyes of Sean O'Grady. It's known to cut. Although right now it appears a small nick or cut on the eye of the Heat Verdorosa, not Sean O'Grady. But Sean's superior ring generalship in that first round.
Exchange here, and Verdorosa right back. Left hand landed by Verdorosa.
Sean just cannot go back right. Good exchanges by both fighters. They're just taking turns. Where Sean used his ring generalship to win the first round, Verdorosa has started out by nullifying the ring generalship and going into exchanges. There they go again.
Good combination by O'Grady. Sean O'Grady lost in his WBC title bid against Jim Watt back in Scotland in November of '80 in a blood-filled bout. Won his first 29 professional fights. Lost to Danny Little Red Lopez at the age of 17. Lopez winning by TKO in round 4. And Lopez went on to win the WBC featherweight title. After that bout, O'Grady knocked out his next 18 opponents and won the WBA lightweight championship.
Action heating up this round. They're just trading heavy punishment.
Again, the good exchange.
The Heat beginning to find the range with some heavy shots, forcing Sean to go back. He cannot go back as well as he used to, and that may be to John the Heat Verderosa's advantage.
Good action here in the second round.
Boy, Sean can punch from all angles. All that 85 rounds of experience packed into that little frame of Sean O'Grady's, and he can really box when he wants to.
O'Grady has to go from all angles against the 5'5" John Verdorosa. And that'll do it for round 2. Verdorosa marked in the second round. This is round 3. And we have seen excellent action over the first 2 rounds. How do you score to this point?
I have an even fight.
Scoring on the 5-point must system here, according to the Illinois State Athletic Board. 3 knockdown rule is at the referee's discretion. Fighter can't be saved by the bell except for the final round.
Richard Giacchetti warning the Heat Verdorosa, don't stand squarely in front of him. Don't square off. Give him angles. Move to the side. He didn't listen to him because that's the only way he knows how to fight, to stand in front of a guy. And Sean, with superior boxing skill, picks him apart when he does that.
Nice combination by O'Grady, who has that good hand speed, noted for his stamina. But since O'Grady looks to throw a lot of punches, easy to hit, but always on the attack.
Slight cut that developed on the eye of Verdorosa, also one on the bridge of the nose, has not been a factor. Doesn't look important enough to worry about. As a matter of fact, the cut on the nose he did to himself in training. By throwing a punch, he scraped it. Not a factor.
Midway mark, round 3, scheduled for 10. And O'Grady continues to land on Verdorosa. And with more effective punches as this bout progresses. Oh, stunned by that left hook.
Sean is landing combinations. Verdorosa is looking for one punch, and that equation equals points for Sean O'Grady.
Ready, boy. Right hand, right hand.
Later on here on Sports World, chat with the heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, who will be seen next Sunday in a homecoming bout in Scranton, Pennsylvania against European champion Lucian Rodriguez. That'll be right here on NBC next Sunday, and we'll be talking with Larry Holmes later on this afternoon. Solid round for Sean O'Grady. Verdorosa back with the combination, but O'Grady connecting from all angles. Sean O'Grady.
Yeah, okay. Take a breath. 4th round. Come on, come on. There we are. There's a little drip of blood from his mouth. So. Yeah, I'll have you get in the center. Okay, take a breath.
Crowd here at the pavilion. on the campus of University of Illinois, Chicago. Very, very quiet for this O'Grady Verdorosa bout, in contrast to the screaming during the course of the matchup of unbeaten Chicago middleweights, Len LaPaglia, John Collins. Collins winning by unanimous decision in an action-packed bout that was seen earlier on NBC's Ringside.
That was such an explosion of action that this very interesting and crisp fight looks slow in comparison when it's actually not.
John Verdorosa, record of 23-1, 16 by knockout. Won the USBA junior lightweight title with an upset first-round knockout of Robert Mullins back in 1981. Has been relatively inactive since he was stopped by Cornelius Boza Edwards back in April of '82. And Verdorosa did land, and then O'Grady able to get out of the way. But here's Verdorosa, who hurt O'Grady.
O'Grady is hurt. As long as he's backing up, he's vulnerable.
And a portion of the crowd urging the heat on. Uppercut by Verdorosa. He has O'Grady in trouble here in this fourth round. Oh, left hand and right, and O'Grady try to counter, and down he goes.
O'Grady looking at his corner, his worried father telling him to take the count. But no question about it, Verdorosa on his mark, ready to come forward. The referee, Nate Morgan, waves him on.
Just following the impressive third round by O'Grady, and he is in big trouble.
O'Grady's eyes are getting very, very blank.
Just over a minute left in this fourth round.
If Verdorosa had anything left, he could put away O'Grady right now.
O'Grady has nothing left in the legs. You'll see time remaining in this fourth round. Verdorosa just teeing off on O'Grady.
And here's where that year of inactivity, where goes O'Grady?
Sean O'Grady down for the second time.
Nate Morgan got a big decision on his hands.
And as I mentioned earlier, 3 knockdown rule at the referee's discretion depending on the severity of the knockout according to the referee.
O'Grady taking a heck of a pummeling right in the corner there.
Oh, this one's all over.
It's all over.
John the Heat Verdorosa stopping Sean O'Grady in round 4. So Verdorosa making the turn after his inactivity, stopping O'Grady, who has had a very tough year and a half. Verdorosa putting O'Grady down for the first time in the fourth round. O'Grady tried to hold on, could not. He did make it up, and then was put down again. O'Grady was able to get back to his feet. And then when he was popped for a third time, the referee, Nate Morgan, said, "That's it. John Verdorosa, with his 24th victory, he's 24-1, now 17 by knockout. And the combination by Verdorosa, this is what ended the bout. And Nate Morgan, the referee, stepped in and said, that's the story. Sean O'Grady stopped in what many folks around the country will consider a surprise, but as we said at the start, he has had a very difficult time. Stopped by Andy Gannigan, the loss by decision to Pete Ranzani, and you have to wonder about the future of Sean O'Grady. You wonder if the interest is still there. For the official announcement, let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 2 minutes, 47 seconds, fourth round, winner, technical knockout, Johnny Verdorosa.
So John The Heat Verdorosa did burst the bubble of Sean O'Grady. Coming up shortly, a playback of one of the exciting fights of the year, never seen before on commercial TV. Roberto Duran and Pepino Cuevas.
I want to say hello to all my whole generation, my family, enjoy me, and I love you all.
All right. That first round was really wicked. You took some big shots. You gave some big punishment. Were you confident after that first round that you could take Sean O'Grady?
I was confident from last night that I was going to win. You know, I did a lot of praying, and I was looking, saying, God, give me some confidence, give me some determination, and he put it right here, and I knew I was going to win tonight. It was the second round where he hurt me a couple times, not the first round.
All right. That conditioning, that running that you do up and down mountains, those big legs that you have, that carried you through
My biggest muscle.
where he could not keep up with you. Did you understand that you were overpowering him and going forward?
Yeah. I wasn't even like loosened up yet. I was just about getting loosened up when I took him out. Once I really loosened up, I would have started putting the pressure on with my legs, my leg speed, you know. And then I would have really show what advantage I have. I thought I was standing still a little too much. My legs ain't loosened up yet.
All right, Richard Giacchetti, famous trainer who's trained Larry Holmes for many, many years. Did you feel that his conditioning was really the major part of this victory?
Yes, it was, Freddie. This is one thing we worked. We worked in Cleveland. We worked in Beverly Hills in California. And, you know,
Not too many people work in Beverly Hills, California, Richard.
Sylvester Stallone's house, out by there. So
Thank you, Sylvester.
Right. So the thing is conditioning. Everybody, when Johnny Boss and Frank Shockey called me up, said this kid needs training, they called me and I said, give him to me and I'll see what I can do with him. But conditioning was the most part of the factor.
So we're going to see the old Heat with a lot of action many weeks in a row.
That's right. Well, I'm the new Heat. I'm the electric Heat. No more wood burning Heat. I'm the electric Heat. I'm more faster, more harder, and more expensive.
And more expensive, right. And back to Marv Albert.
The electric Heat.
Of many, many years and many championship fights, this is your favorite son, your son that's carried you for many, many years to a lot of glory.
Well, he's won 2 world titles, Ferdy. You can't ask for any more than that. And as you know, all good things come to an end, and this is the end for the Green Machine.
You think this is the end for the Green? This is your word, Pat?
Yes,
You're not going to rethink it?
No, we won't rethink it. You know, he took more punishment there than I ever want to see him take the rest of his life. I want to become a doctor like you, and maybe even a doctor announcer like you,
That
which
would even
is much
be
better.
That would be the best. Well, it's a sad day for O'Grady, for the O'Grady family, but he's brought a lot of credit to you, to Oklahoma, to boxing.
Recovering in the hospital.
Pepino Cuevas, who once ruled the welterweight division,